Slowly, like shadows in the night, there will be a reckoning, there will be a rise, something like you've never seen. The time has come. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. If looks could kill. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. Looks could kill. You'd be dead right now.
Host of Inter Miami CF. They are playing host tonight to DC United. We have a lot of firsts here tonight, Thomas.
We do.
We have a lot of firsts. We are the first team in South Florida to be at full capacity. Obviously, we're following the MLS guide for that full capacity, but you're starting to see the stadium fill up. We're seeing fans behind here. You can see them, but we can, and everyone here is dressed to impress.
We certainly are. We are in linen.
I love it. Pre-game show starts now.
Inter Miami play again Saturday against DC United for the first time. Inter Miami will have a full capacity crowd.
You guys could see my smile. I'm like a little kid on Christmas. I'm down in front of the supporters section. There's the pink smoke going. There's drinks, there's cervezas, there's food. It's absolutely electric. This only adds confidence and that feel that you don't get when there's no fans in the stands. It's these players that want to make this place an absolute fortress.
Let's go Eagles!
You know, I was under no illusions when I came to this football club, the expectations of what is required. Football is the type where Saturday gives us a real special occasion where we can put things right, where we can start building momentum. We've obviously got a sold out stadium, and I think that's an occasion where the players will be really looking forward to, and one where we want to produce a real good performance. So.
Again, welcome into Drive Pink Stadium. I'm Kaylin Kyle, sitting alongside Thomas Wrongen. You're a legend, by the way. We're going to get to that shortly. You are. You're blushing. You can't see it because we're hot. It's hot right now, okay? And we're both in linen. This is going to be a wrinkly mess post-game show. But what isn't a wrinkly mess, we need to talk about these jerseys. You put it on.
I did.
I was going to put it on, but I really felt it was going to wreck my pink suit here tonight. It's typical me, isn't it?
Made out of plastic, by the way.
So they're called the Prime Blue Parlay plastic jerseys.
Blue it is.
They're absolutely fantastic. The initiative, they shot it off the Cayman Islands. I was asked to be the model of it. I declined because I didn't want to take away from the jerseys too much.
I understand that. And the Cayman Islands is not a place you want to be.
It's not a place I want to go. No, it isn't. I'd rather stay
here. We want to be right here.
Exactly. Anyways, Inter Miami taking on DC United here. Obviously, Inter Miami coming off a 1-0 loss. Again, playing in front of a sold-out crowd. Now, sold-out crowd following the MLS guidelines, but what's it been like, Thomas? Obviously, you've played in this physical stadium before this was built.
Yeah, you talked about momentum. You talk about home field advantage. You talk about a connection with the fans, a connection that you and I have, by the way. You feed off that as well. I can't wait for this to fill up right there with the smoke bombs to go off, because that's what player wants. And home field should be huge for this team, obviously. We haven't been that successful, but going forward, the fans can and will make a difference for this team to push them over the end line, the finish line, so to speak. A W today, to me, is a must in front of a full house.
And I think we both know how important it is once that 80-minute hit, just to, like you alluded to, pushing you over that end line to get you those 3 points. Obviously, Inter Miami haven't won yet at home this season, and it starts here tonight. Obviously, we spoke to Phil during the week and just what he thought. Obviously, they're trying to ride this wave. They're building on momentum, and the starting 11, we're going to jump to that in a moment, but he needs to focus on big key players.
Yeah, and he talked about it on Thursday when you and I just spoke to him briefly, and he talked about the DPs that have to make an impact. We have to be more disciplined and organized. We're going to change and tweak our system a little bit, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I think all the stars are aligned today, regardless if there's one or two players not being there, be it LGP, that obviously due to cards can't be in a starting 11, but still, this team has spent a lot of money, and this team will play like a team that has spent a lot of money, in my opinion, at home in front of fans in a must-win and a win that we will get tonight. I'm 100%. Just like I said, Chelsea will beat Manchester City.
You did.
We will beat DC. My former team, by the way. Here's my ring that I won with DC United.
Let's get rid of that, because Inter Miami are going to win the next ring here. I do want to say there is a lot of firsts. Jerseys, fans in the stands. We also have some firsts joining us on the pregame show. We have Chris Henderson joining us, Jorge Mas. They're delighted to spend some time with us. And then I do also have a secret guest. I don't know if I should tell them. I'll give them a little bit of a hint. Miami Dolphins player. This place is always filled with celebrities, so I thought, why don't we have someone on our pregame show and tell them the real stuff about football. Exactly. This is the real football. Anyways, all this next week, you're not going to want to miss the pregame show with myself and TR.
No matter what you drive, you can turn it into cash now at AutoNation. It's as easy as A, B, C. Any AutoNation store, bring in your car, check on the spot. It's that simple. We'll buy your car whether you buy ours or not. You'll get a top dollar offer in as fast as 30 minutes and a check you can deposit right away. Sell your car fast and safely at over 300 AutoNation stores or AutoNation.com.
Inspiration. It's all around. Ford finds inspiration in the moments of everyday life and builds SUVs that allow you to discover more of what inspires you.
We've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Welcome into DRV PNK Stadium with myself, Thomas Rongen, and we have a special guest. Thank you so much for making the time. I know you're the busiest man in South Florida. Now, my first question to you. Yes. The first sporting team in South Florida to be at full capacity, obviously following the MLS guidelines. What does this mean to you? I feel like you've waited years for this.
Yes. It seems like an eternity. I think a great milestone for our club, for our team, but I think most importantly for our fans. This has all been a labor of love from my family, from David Beckham, from my brother, all of the owners, and bringing MLS soccer, back to South Florida. We are extremely ambitious. We want to be an extremely globally relevant team. And I think tonight is the start of a very special journey. Our first time we're going to have close to 17,000 fans here with us tonight. The energy, the passion, everything I think that represents what we wanted Inter Miami to be. And I think tonight, on a beautiful night here in South Florida, we'll have our fans. Hopefully it'll be very loud, rocking, exciting, and we take the 3 points home. But tonight's a great milestone, and I'm very happy to be a host tonight.
Well, I think if we took anything from just 8,000 fans in the stadium, put a few more in it, it is going to be absolutely rocking. I'm sure Cervezas will be flowing and goals will be going into the back of the net. What's the biggest shift that you've noticed from the first season to the second season?
I think Phil made an enormous difference. I think in the way he's handling as a man manager, as a leader, I think systematically better. Our play has been significantly better. And I think our players are responding to the challenge. Last year was a year where the performance on the field wasn't satisfactory, at least to myself and to the owners, and I know to the players. And I think they have a significant pride. Listen, we've got a really good squad. If they play up to their potential, beat anybody in the league on any night, and hopefully they're on tonight. But listen, Phil has a plan, and I think as the season moves on, we'll see that, right? Playing out of the back possession, playing aggressive, moving play. Listen, we need to score goals. There's no sins in scoring 3 and 4 goals. Last year, sometimes I laugh. We may think it's a sin to score 3 goals in a game, but listen, I'm really excited about this year. I think Phil Neville has made a huge difference this year. I think Chris Henderson coming on board, and what people don't see, which is the young talent we're nurturing, building our academies, our scouting system that we're building to try to bring in some of the best young players, in the hemisphere here to Miami. So listen, I'm super excited about tonight, but I'm more excited about the future.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about the future. Obviously, this stadium is incredible. The training ground is world class. I've seen a lot around the world, and this is second to none. Obviously, moving forward on the future, can we touch a little bit on the new stadium potentially, hopefully in the works?
Sure. Listen, we've had the Miami Freedom Park project going as a concept for the last eternity now, almost 3 years. We're very close with the city of Miami with all the obstacles that have happened, negotiations, COVID, etc. It'll be a transformative site and transformational in Miami, South Florida. Hopefully, we'll get the green light and the go-ahead there. I think it'll be magnificent. Nothing will happen to the stadium. The training facility will always be here. This will be active. We're gonna have two stadiums. We're gonna have this stadium here and have it active, and hopefully a stadium in Miami in the future with much bigger capacity. Because I think that there's going to be a significant amount of excitement for the plans that we have. So, we'll see. But listen, a day at a time. We're here. This is our stadium. I think our fans will love it, and we just look forward to a great night tonight.
Can we come out of retirement?
Yes, absolutely.
Talking about your stadium, I used to play here, Jorge. You know that. And I'm so happy and so pleased that you brought MLS back here in our backyard. I know what these fans will do, by the way, because we used to get 18,000. The atmosphere will be brilliant. I hope in the second half we can go towards these three great supporters groups and score some goals as well. So thank you for making us part, quite frankly, of your organization, and we wish you all the luck. And yes,
thank you.
We'll make a
difference. And thank to both of you, because you've been both essential elements in making this happen as well. As we were together in Fort Lauderdale when we were making this happen, and you and I have participated in building the soccer culture. And I've been with Caitlin on some events we've done down in South Florida. But listen, thank you for being part of Inter Miami. Thank you for being part of the soccer culture here, which I think is important. La familia, that's what it is. So listen, thank you, and I look forward and better days are ahead for Inter Miami.
100%, and it starts here tonight, hopefully with
Vamos a ganar!
Thank you so much, Jorge Mas, for joining us. Don't go anywhere, because when we return, we got Chris Henderson.
No matter what you drive, you can turn it into cash now at AutoNation. It's as easy as A, B, C. Any AutoNation store, bring in your car, check on the spot. It's that simple. We'll buy your car whether you buy ours or not. You'll get a top dollar offer in as fast as 30 minutes and a check you can deposit right away. Sell your car fast and safely at over 300 AutoNation stores or AutoNation.com.
Rhythm. It flows through all of us. But rhythms change. That's why Ford SUVs are built to match your tempo.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature Applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
Oh, shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get them on the table! I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Stir things up with Espolón Tequila, the official tequila sponsor of Inter Miami CF. Made with hand-harvested 100% Blue Weber agave from Los Altos de Jalisco, Mexico. Grab an Espolón cocktail at a stadium bar today.
Welcome into DRV PNK Stadium with myself, Thomas Wrong, and we got a special guest here, Chris Henderson. Thank you so much for joining us. We know that you're running laps in this stadium, and what you've done since being here is impressive. So, first off, how are you liking the South Florida weather?
I love it. It was 20 years away when I played here before, so it beats the rain for sure, but it's been great. Everyone's been welcoming. It's a great club to work with.
And what was the biggest thing? Obviously, I know, speaking with David Beckham, it was the youth development, having an academy to really run through your first team. And obviously, we've seen a few signings come through and perform on the pitch. So does that excite you? Is there more potentially in the future?
Yeah, really, the talent pool in South Florida is pretty amazing. And I think to have players coming to the first team in such a short period of time, it's been 2 years, the academy's been together. We have plans to bolster the academy, add a new academy director, a bunch of support around those players to see if we can accelerate this development.
And I know you've obviously been with big teams in the MLS for fan support. We're not going to speak of them, okay? Because now we have you here. We're lucky to have you. But obviously, walking around the stadium, it's the first team in South Florida to be sold out, obviously following the MLS guidelines. What do you make of it?
It's exciting. Think about how long it's been since March of 2020 when we've had a stadium like this. For our players, the emotions we know as former players, the feeling to play in front of the fans and have that energy. We need to have a home record here where this is a fortress for us, and the fans are going to be the ones behind the team.
And I think one thing, too, obviously going through the season, that was one thing that Phil said. We got to ride the waves in order to get to the bigger picture, and we're starting to see it slowly. Obviously, a little bit of a tactical shift tonight. We're going to break that down in a little bit. But what's the mentality? Obviously, you're trying to build something fantastic here. What is the number one thing you're looking to bring in a player?
Yeah, I mean, I think you want to find the players who are going to help the team and help us play better, but the character of the player is so important. What's his motivation to come to the league? What does he want to do with the club, and where does he want to go? So I think being able to find those things about players, make sure our scouting is really thorough. We need guys who are going to come in and want to win. This is a franchise with high ambition, and it's about getting the culture and everything around the team has to be right. The support staff and the energy in the building and everyone knowing their roles and responsibility are really important to supporting the group every day.
If you talk about DNA, you talk about character, you talk about culture, years from now, what would you like this team to be like or to be remembered? Or if we take this off, we say that's Inter Miami because.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we're remembered for the trophies we won in my time here, but establishing a foundation for where we're going to be for 30 years from now through youth development, through the attitude every single day in the building. And people are going to be judged by the values that we set, whether it's excellence, ambition, collaboration. We want to be a group that's together and supporting the team and part of this community, connecting with people.
You kind of spoke on it with Phil Neville, just the mentality and the culture that he brings in. What was the first thing he did when he came into this team that he was like, right, this is on my whiteboard, this is what we need to check off?
You know, he came from Manchester United teams that were so good, and the intensity that he brought to training every day, the expectations of the players, it was a new level, and we have to train better and smarter. And I think he expects more from the players every single day.
And just one thing, obviously, you guys are linked with the who's who in the world. If someone's contract's up, it's Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo is linked here. Does that make your job exciting or does that make your job stressful?
It's great that we're connected with all these players. We can only have so many players on the roster, and we can only have 3 designated players. So I think it's fantastic from a recruitment standpoint. But we want guys who have a reason to be here, they're motivated, they're hungry to perform.
Well, Chris, thank you so much. Go enjoy the game. Go enjoy the 3 points because Inter Miami are taking on DC United. Kickoff happening at 8 o'clock Eastern. You're not going to want to miss it. And don't go anywhere because we got our special guest from the Miami Dolphins coming right at you.
No matter what you drive, you can turn it into cash now at AutoNation. It's as easy as A, B, C. Any AutoNation store, bring in your car, check on the spot. It's that simple. We'll buy your car whether you buy ours or not. You'll get a top dollar offer in as fast as 30 minutes and a check you can deposit right away. Sell your car fast and safely at over 300 AutoNation stores or AutoNation.com.
Inspiration, it's all around. Ford finds inspiration in the moments of everyday life and builds SUVs that allow you to discover more of what inspires you.
We've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
TR, now we left this open.
We did.
Okay, we left this
It has a-
spot. We've
it has a
cleaned it. It
jersey
has
on
a
it.
jersey. We have a very special guest.
We do.
He's going to tower over us. He's about twice the size of you, 3 times the size of me. Because I don't work out anymore. I'm a mama too. I don't have time for that. But anyways,
Still looking good.
thank you.
Kyle.
Long snapper from your Miami Dolphins, number 44, Blake Ferguson. Here he comes. He's coming on our set. This is going to be fun.
Blake, here you go. Long snap. You got it.
Oh, that's on,
TR, this is why.
that's on me.
TR, this is why you'll never play in that. You're retired, all right?
I am.
Stick to just
Thank
laying on
God.
the beach.
I
Anyways,
love it.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, obviously, a long snapper. Me and TR were both soccer players, football players. Now, does it annoy you when people in America use the term football for soccer? Be honest. You can be honest on this show.
No, it doesn't, because I mean, it truly is football. You're kicking around a ball with your foot. So, football it's a beautiful game. I love watching it. I've been a football fan for many years, and I'm happy to be here and happy to support Inter Miami.
We got to put him together with JJ Watt, by the way. He was a big, huge fan. He's married too.
Yeah, he's obviously married to Kaylee Watt. You know
Yeah.
that. She plays for in the NWSL. Now, question for you. You and your brother. So your brother also plays in the league, Buffalo Bills, correct?
Yes.
I'm starting to learn my NFL, so just bear with me. I'm a
No,
big soccer
I love
person,
it.
okay?
Okay.
So since I moved to America, I'm Canadian, so it's NHL or soccer. That's it in my household.
Right.
Have you guys always been very competitive? You're both long snappers, sorry. So has it always been that competitive household, whether it's dishes, whether it's who can do the laundry? I'm not saying I'm gonna have to talk to your mom even if you do the laundry, but has it always been a competitive
You can ask
household?
my dad. He's standing here.
I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna ask your dad. Your dad's like he's shaking his head
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, he was. We were racing folding clothes earlier, the Champions League final. But no, we have been super competitive just my entire life, and he and I are obviously play sports and have for years, and so. Whether it was playing basketball in the driveway, playing football in the backyard, or wrestling in the living room, we wanted to win. We wanted to be the best, and that's gotten us to a cool place.
I want to see that live, by the way. When are the Dolphins playing at home against the Buffalo Bills? Tickets for Kayla, Kyle, and TR.
Week
When?
two.
Week two?
Buffalo comes
All
to-
right.
Buffalo
The
comes to
brothers
Miami.
competing.
What was really interesting was on social media, your mom actually got a jersey made, split it down the middle. Half
Yes.
was Miami, half was Buffalo, and it had Ferguson on the back. I loved it. I need to
Yes.
meet your mom and have a little glass of water. Obviously, you said you've watched soccer for ages. You're a big supporter. Who's your team you support? Be
So-
careful what you say as well.
Well,
Inter Miami for number 1.
correct.
Okay.
Correct. I live in Miami, and I have to rep Miami, but I started watching Chelsea. That's who I started watching. And,
No,
and
you know
yes,
what? He
I'm-
said this because of obviously Champions League
my
happening here
dad,
today.
my dad, who's standing
I
behind
need to ask
the camera, he wanted to wear his Chelsea shirt today to the match, and I was like, no, you gotta
Go
wear,
on
you
your
gotta wear, yeah,
blues.
that's right. You gotta be a little bit more neutral, but
What
yeah,
a
so I
job
started watching
Tuchel has
Chelsea,
done, by
and-
the way. The new
Oh
coach.
my gosh.
Unbelievable.
They've been unbelievable, and
And Pulisic coming off the bench,
PSG
almost scoring.
Yeah, it
PSG
was-
watching that today is why did we lose Thomas
I
Tuchel?
know.
I got a cool little fact for you. I'm gonna put it on social media so you know I'm not lying. I have kicked a 50-yard field goal. Do you
Really?
believe it or not?
I believe that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of soccer players are
Become NFL
unbelievable
kickers.
kickers, and
I used to hang out with Vinatieri
Our kicker for the
in
Dolphins
Boston.
used to play soccer as well, so I totally believe
Okay,
that.
so I have one for you. Can you get us out to the training ground and can we kick some balls and you can teach us how to long snap one day?
We can
and
make
get it
that
on.
happen. We can make that happen.
Are we recording this?
Give me one more long snap.
Yes.
You
yes,
ready?
bring it on. Come on.
Hot,
Come on.
hot, hot, hot.
Oh,
It hits your
Thomas,
foot.
no one wants to stare at this end of you. This is the air. Anyways, I don't even know if we have a jersey big enough to fit you because we have to. Well,
could be a
second of all,
short snapper.
thank you so
That's
much for joining us. We know you want to just go enjoy this with your dad. I'm going to actually talk to your dad to see if is he actually a Chelsea supporter? He's actually a Chelsea supporter. So there you go.
There's the proof.
I love it. I'm not. I have to be an Everton supporter because my father is not,
There you go.
unfortunately, or my husband would
I have a
divorce
couple
me
of
as well.
Everton friends,
Oh.
supporters. Yeah.
Look at him. He
Yeah,
just knows the who's who. I love it. Well,
There
thank
you
you so much. Who are you going for tonight at Miami DC?
Miami.
Scoreline. 2-0? Ooh.
There we go. I'll take it. A W at home in front of 18,000 people.
Pulled
Full
out.
house.
Hopefully 3 points, and then we can all be celebrating with waters after the match. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoy your game.
Appreciate
Hello,
it.
Dad. Stay tuned because you're not going to want to go anywhere. Me and Tiara are going to dive even deeper into the starting 11. Tiara, you think?
Yeah, why
Let's
not?
do starting 11. All this next.
No matter what you drive, you can turn it into cash now at AutoNation. It's as easy as A, B, C. Any AutoNation store, bring in your car, check on the spot. It's that simple. We'll buy your car whether you buy ours or not. You'll get a top dollar offer in as fast as 30 minutes and a check you can deposit right away. Sell your car fast and safely at over 300 AutoNation stores or AutoNation.com.
Rhythm. It flows through all of us. But rhythms change. That's why Ford SUVs are built to match your tempo.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature Applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
Shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get 'em on the
table.
I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Stir things up with Espolón Tequila, the official tequila sponsor of Inter Miami CF. Made with hand-harvested 100% Blue Weber agave from Los Altos de Jalisco, Mexico. Grab an Espolón cocktail at a stadium bar today.
Welcome back into the pregame show. We're left alone. It's not as fun. No, it is fun. We are class people. I'm going to say that.
There you go.
We had an amazing pregame show. Chris Henderson, Jorge Mas, Blake Ferguson. You literally couldn't ask for anything more. So next, I don't even know how we top that. I don't think we do top
Let's
that.
talk tactics.
Let's talk tactics. Let's dive into the starting
Let's
11.
talk Phil Neville designing a team today that will get a W.
So obviously it is sold out crowd here. The fans are starting to fill in. They're everywhere. I love this feeling. You are amazing.
Correct.
Players are warming up. We got our new blue jerseys on. I'm going to put it on after. I just didn't want to ruin my outfit. But talk to me about the starting 11. Obviously, Phil Neville making a tactical adjustment, going into that 3-5-2.
Yep. He looked at his team, obviously, in the last game where they struggled. Let's be real honest, against Chicago. Looked at DC, which this team has done, and Phil Neville breaks them down and says, you know what? We're going to counter that 3-5-2 that DC plays without 3-5-2 as well. LGP not there, so make sure Makun, Sara, and Figal in the back three. Morgan up and down on the right. Jones on the left. Midfield triangle of Gregory, McQueedy, and Uyola. And two strikers, which I really like. Higuain and Garanta making the difference, I think. If we get good service in, you got two guys in the box that are lethal.
And I think it was one thing, we were speaking to Phil Neville midweek, and the one addition, bringing Carranza into the top to play alongside Gonzalo Higuain, he really felt that they were missing that running in behind to allow the team parts to open up to get Gonzalo Higuain on the ball, because they were finding it difficult. Teams just collapsing on him, getting 2-3 numbers around him. Can Carranza get the job done up top tonight?
Yeah, I really think so. Since first start of the season, he's hungry. He came off the bench the other day, made a difference. He can stretch a back four because of his speed, allowing Higuain to play underneath, but more so if we have some success out wide with Morgan, with Jones. I really like that first and far post run. Maybe Matuidi can open himself a little more up right now without really a number 10. Let's be real honest. Pizarro is not there, and also Federico doesn't start. So that midfield triangle can cause some problems for DC United when they start running from deep. Getting that third and fourth midfielder with those two forwards in the box.
And another thing, obviously, having Matuidi playing a little bit higher up the pitch, he felt that he didn't have a role to get forward.
Great
so
point.
Phil Neville basically put in this three, put him a little bit higher up the pitch to be that out-and-out number 8. So with Matuidi being able to have that free role to go forward, help this attacking third where they haven't been consistent enough.
Absolutely. If you go back and look at the career of Matuidi at Juve and the French national team, his ghosting, late runs, getting in the box, scoring some important goals, assisting as well, allows him to do that right now. And Phil has said, you got a free roll. Go and open yourself up, because that's what he likes to do. He's an 18-18 guy that has played a little bit too small, I think. I expect a lot from today from Matuidi, just like you do, and I expect a lot from Carranza as well.
Okay, one player we haven't touched on is Makoun in this back line. He excites me. We saw it last season versus Toronto when that back line went down with numerous injuries, obviously coming through the team. He stepped up, and he had a great performance. What are we making of him?
Well, I mean, he's a young player they brought in, very high on Venezuela, got some minutes under his belt, and really, if you play out of a three, he's the ideal guy in that left zone. He's a lefty as well. He's athletic. He can go forward. He's a tough defender, like Figal on the other side. I really like those two guys to be able to stop those front two of DC United and then be able to play out the back end. As I said again, stretch that team vertically and horizontally. So underneath now you can start playing with Higuain, maybe be more of a playmaker than the high guy battling against two defenders all the time, because Carranza's taking the load of him a little bit.
And then we look at this back line. Obviously, Shawcross coming in and wasn't used to this South-Florida heat. It's very much different than England, like polar opposites, we can say.
Correct.
It's like living in Canada in -40. But he's really come on. You can start to see that fitness level. So for someone like him, that leadership at the back of a three, how much of a role does he play in tonight's match?
It's huge, Kalen. You and I have played those positions as players before as well. And when you are 100% fit, you're mentally sharper as well. He started doing that early on. He got a little bit quiet because he was more worried about getting himself through 90 minutes. I expect him to lead again. I expect him to be vocal again. And I expect him to be a better passer out of the back into midfield like we've seen in his first 2 or 3 games. The adjustment is there now. Take it to the next level and make players around you better. That's what good players do.
Talk to me.
That's what you used to do.
That's what I used to do, all right? That was my bread and butter. That was your bread and butter. Let's be honest. It really wasn't. We're lying to you because all you guys tuning in probably never saw us play. Anyways, you played on this physical field. Obviously, fans are in the stands for the first time, taking on DC United. Inter Miami have not won yet at home, but you can start to see that momentum building. You're starting to see glimpses in games of them being a very good team.
Correct.
So tonight here, what do they need to do in order to win this match?
You talked about glimpses. You talked about, you know what fans do. And you know what fans do. Look behind the goal right now. If you can see that right now. That's huge. That's huge for a player. I've been there, done that. You've been in big stadiums as well. And when you play at home, you sustain things longer. You go a little bit deeper. You go where it hurts. You push the threshold of pain because you know what these people paid to see you play. All these little things that this team didn't encounter in their pandemic year and up to this game right now, when it's a full house, are going to make a huge difference. Late in games, Kale and Kyle, you know how big fans can be to push you over the line, to make you score that winning goal at 90th minute, and that will happen tonight.
And I think one thing too, talking to obviously Chris Henderson, they're trying to build a team here where they're remembered from their trophies, what they've won. And again, that takes time, it takes players. But I think we can look at season 2 and look at the bench. Obviously, with Federico Higuain, we've seen what he's done off the bench. We've seen what he's done in the start. So once this game opens up, it naturally will when you play a 3-5-2. Fatigue starts to set in. You're playing in the south of Florida. Would we see someone like him come off the bench tonight around 60?
Subs will make a huge difference with 5 substitutions in game management, and that's where I like Phil Neville as well. He seemed like he's made the right choices in the second half to either win a game, to stay in a game, to open things up. He went at halftime against Chicago when things didn't go well. He made 2 substitutions. He went to a different system later on as well. He tried and probed. I like what Phil Neville has done. This team will continue to grow under him. It won't be 100 wins in a row right now. It won't be still like this, but I like the chances of this team lifting a trophy in the near future.
I wish you guys can hear this at home. It really is incredible. You can't, I mean, we've seen this stadium with just 8,000 people. Tonight, close to 17,000. Obviously, sold out under the MLS guidelines. It's really amazing. Even we go back to the one game where it was torrential downpour, lightning in the sky. They were all through this bleacher, cheering, hollering, smoke bombs. Obviously, you're someone that's played in this stadium, and you're seeing the fan support. Obviously, 3 different supporters sections, supporters groups now. How much of a difference, not only for the players, but outside in the community?
When I played here for many years, like Ray Hudson did as well, the connection that we had.
This is what we deal with. They're trying to ping us up here. This is what happens. We're just rolling with it. They really want to help it.
Interaction with Kale and Kyle and Thomas Rowan will happen with the fans sooner or later. We had an incredible connection with the fans. And we had mandatory after-game parties, which is single guys. And whoa, yeah, that's not bad because 50% of the fans
Don't tell us about your parties.
were female, you know. So I mean, it's just a great atmosphere that you can play in. And again, if you can get that connection with the fans prior to, during, and after the game, and go in the community, which we did. We went to churches, we went to schools, we went to hospitals as well. People cared about our product, people cared about us, and we cared about them. And they do that, and that's what happened as well. It will be electrifying. Look at my
I don't know,
hair.
is this just a hairy arm? Or is this
No, it's goosebumps standing up.
I think one thing too we can say, obviously, talking to Jorge Mas, is this is a family first and foremost.
La familia.
I know I got brought in. I wasn't just a sideline reporter. I wasn't just an analyst. I was part of the family. They reach out. They want to know how you're doing. Phil Neville has a board of people who works in the organization,
and
not just
board,
players.
he wakes up. Okay, I got to talk to these following
people
awesome.
who he hasn't spoken to, and
Awesome.
I think
and
that's
the grounds crew,
the grounds
to
crew,
the chef coop,
to
us
us,
players, to us as well.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And I think that really shows of what they're trying to build here. And even
Mm-hmm.
obviously speaking to Phil Neville during midweek, he doesn't care who you are. He wants the best 11 players on the pitch. He wants the 3 points. And first and foremost, it comes down to culture, it comes down to attitude, and it comes down who is more hungry. And I think obviously, again, we're starting to see glimpses of that in the match.
Yes, we certainly do. And Phil Neville is right. The team was disappointed in their performance, but more so the way they approached the game and their mentality. We touched a few things: mentality, culture, caring, respecting each other as well, pushing the threshold of pain, being hard within yourself, but also talk to your teammates, drive them to become better. All those things that Chris Henderson talked about, that you talked about, that we talk about as former players that are so important. That has nothing to do with the technical or tactical, but more with the emotional, the mental, and the physical side. It's hard to be played against, which did happen against Chicago. I think this team will turn the corner with their leader, Phil Neville, being a very important component.
Okay, prediction time. This is my little crystal
Go ahead,
ball.
go ahead.
Actually, you know what? I need to get one
Talk
for
to
set.
me.
Okay, talk to me.
Talk to me.
What are we making? What's your prediction for tonight's match?
I'm saying 3-0. Yes.
Okay, goal
3-0.
scorers. We're really trying to get us up the pitch here.
Higuain is, what's this?
Careful the court.
Whoa! I still got it.
I mean, that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think you took out like half of my extensions on this side, but I want to say my hair is real. It's really not.
I say 3-0. Yes, Higuain 2, by the way. Carranza 1.
Both from who?
One from Oregon and the other one from Matuidi to assist tonight.
Okay, I am going 2-0, and I'm going Higuain for both. I'm going 2 in the first 45, and then they're going to come down.
Great minds think alike.
Well, you said 3, I said 2. So, but yeah, we're going clean sheet here tonight. Again,
We're going clean sheet.
We had a good guess. Chris Henderson, Jorge Mas, and then we had Blake Ferguson.
And his father.
Yeah, and his father. Oh my God, we're so lucky. Anyways, don't go anywhere because when we come back, you're going to get me and TR.
No matter what you drive, you can turn it into cash now at AutoNation. It's as easy as A, B, C. Any AutoNation store, bring in your car, check on the spot. It's that simple. We'll buy your car whether you buy ours or not. You'll get a top dollar offer in as fast as 30 minutes and a check you can deposit right away. Sell your car fast and safely at over 300 AutoNation stores or AutoNation.com.
Rhythm. It flows through all of us. But rhythms change. That's why Ford SUVs are built to match your tempo.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature Applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
Shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get him
on
the table. I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Stir things up with Espolón Tequila, the official tequila sponsor of Inter Miami CF. Made with hand-harvested 100% Blue Weber agave from Los Altos de Jalisco, Mexico. Grab an Espolón cocktail at a stadium bar today.
to drive to the stadium. I'm laughing at the moment because now no one is sitting with me. TR has literally gone into the fan section to go and grab a flag. I kid you not. The biggest flag I think you can imagine. Again, this is TR. Come here for a second. We need fans. Come here. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. Can you even get this all on video? This is what happens when you let me and TR loose, guys, okay? This is exactly, careful. We got players behind us. Here you go, TR. Yeah, can we get them on? Yeah. We're going to bring one of the fans on. I haven't gone over this with my producer, but he's dressed to impress, and this is his flag that we stole it from.
There he is! Vamos, vamos, dale, dale! Vamos a ganar! Dale! Hey! Oh, hey!
This is what happens. Wait, what's your name?
Maximiliano.
And what supporters?
Vice City.
Amazing. What is your prediction for tonight's match? But what's your prediction? What's the scoreline?
2-0.
Yes, I said 2-0.
Let's go with it, baby! Yeah!
This is what happens. Okay, TR, give him his flag back.
Okay.
And come sit down with me.
I will.
We need to be professional before we get fired.
Gracias.
Maximiliano, see you.
Muy bien.
Nice to meet you. Anything you want to say? Hi to your mom, hi to your dad, hi to your friends and family.
My CD, 1986, 1896, my wife, my kid, dad, everybody in there. Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you so much. How about we go into a little bit more
Tactics.
You know what?
Let's talk fans. Let's talk.
Next time, TR.
Yeah.
I need to get you a leash. You know, like for kids where they have that backpack and the leash behind them?
Right here.
Yeah, this is what I need. So anyone tuning in, if
Here you go. Here's the leash.
No. Put that down.
Oh, put it down. Okay.
Okay, so TR, let's talk about this. Obviously, you've gone into the supporter section.
Yep.
I got yelled at, where's TR? I had to cover
Here I
for
am.
you. I said you went to the restroom. I look back and you come back with a fan.
Yeah, why not?
And a flag, the biggest flag in the
It's
stadium.
all about the fans tonight, and obviously that 11 that's going to be successful.
But again,
this is, look at that.
What was it like? You go over there. What was the reaction of you going over there?
The reaction was, TR.
So they left. Watch your head. You've almost gotten your head taken off. But again, you just see what this means to the fans.
Yep.
And if you start adding wins to this Miami will be electric. It will be one of the hardest teams to beat in Florida.
Absolutely, especially when you get into summer months, Kayla. We used to, you talk about the last 10 or 15 minutes. It's nice tonight, but let's get into July, August, September. In a afternoon game, it's certainly home field advantage in terms of heat. We used to kill teams in the last 20 minutes, and that will happen not necessarily tonight, but going forward as well. And then these fans become so important,
I just
which they've always been.
I have a smile on my face.
I
and
know you
that
are.
was one of my keys to the match is make this place a fortress, make it extremely difficult
Yep.
for teams to break you down defensively, press on teams here, especially like you said with the Heat. Obviously, going against this DC United, they naturally play this 3-5-2. So how important is it, if you're a coach, let's just say, you're Phil Neville, okay? Put your Phil Neville hat on. Are you coming out and pressing in the first 10, 15 minutes?
Yes, absolutely. You want to set the tone for yourself, but also for the fans to get them engaged immediately into the game. You got to go after a team that on the table is worse than you and has a lot of injuries as well. So that's important. Those first 10 or 15 minutes, establish yourself. Continue that as long as you can. Obviously, there will be ebbs and flows, Kalen. You know that during the game as well. Defend well in numbers, but as I said again, get your team playing on behalf of the opponent. When it turns over, press right away. See if you can win it back. So we get the important players closer to goal. And Higuain obviously being one of them.
And one thing about the Eastern Conference right now, just 6 points separate 9 points from first place.
Correct.
So this 3 points here tonight is going to be huge for Inter Miami.
Can get it into the playoffs and into 4th and 5th position, which is amazing. Only New England right now is running away with it. So it's very tight, and these are the games you have to win, particularly at home.
Now, speaking of a player that's going to need to step up, obviously Gonzalo Higuain, he gets a lot of criticism, but he has scored 4 goals in 7 games. So again, that momentum and an assist. So what has been that mentality change that maybe you've seen him as a player compared to that first season?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's less frustration from him towards his teammates. I think that's been a learning curve for him as well. He doesn't get balls from Messi; he gets balls from other players. Sometimes that might not be up to par in his idea, but I think he's changed that. And then talked about MLS being a different league, and I have to lead those younger players or other players around me. And And I've seen that in the last few weeks as well. Yes, frustration's still there when you lose, obviously, but more so positive towards Morgan, towards Jovan Jones, towards Victor Yola. More, let's go, guys. The next time we'll do it. And I'm telling you, very important as well, as you know, that is your language, your body language towards your teammates, in particular younger players, which I still consider Morgan to be one. So he's made a mental shift there. I think understanding how important his body language is, negative or positive towards his teammates and also his coaching staff. That they said we've talked about this with those guys.
And that's one thing too, obviously, body language in the MLS. It's a passionate player. It's someone that's played at the highest level. So he expects the best out of players. So a lot of people might look at his body language and be like, what is that guy? He wants to win games. He's here to win games. He's here to win championships. He's here to win one of these, quite frankly. So someone like him, it was interesting speaking to Phil Neville. They had a team meeting, and he spoke about the 3 DPs and saying, you guys need to step up. You need to lead by example. Because in the MLS, when you're a DP, you're the 3.
And he said, you know what, John McCarthy was the first one, and that was okay. But when Blas Matuidi was the second one, I said, you know what, Phil Neville, I haven't been good enough. And all of a sudden, Gonzalo goes, I haven't been good enough. If big boys say that, the rest of the team is going, hey, fair enough. They acknowledge that. Let's all go together. So huge. Those meetings can be seen changing, quite frankly. And I will think that we see a team that's totally committed to the fight to win this game, no matter what it takes.
And even speaking to some of the players, watching them in training, everyone going a million miles an hour, getting stuck into tackles, expecting the best, yelling, the shouting in 4v4s, in the 11v11s, even on set pieces, players staying after training to do a little bit extra, players coming before and doing the prehab stuff in the gym. It was really incredible to see.
All the hard work is done during the week. And you tweak a little bit, the 11 rolls out, and then you do your in-game management. In terms of Phil Neville, the way he's approaching things, the way they compete in practice, that means the players know, you know what, if I don't perform well, somebody else will step in as well. That's only healthy. The deeper you are, the more competitive your training sessions are, the more that carries over into the game as well. So I expect that. That's sometimes a long process, but expect that to happen today in all phases, by the way. Be competitive, be fearless, be proactive, which they haven't been, and expect the crowd to play a huge role in that.
And kickoff tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. 7 o'clock was our pregame show.
Yep.
I just want to say, we smashed it. I mean, it was our guest that really smashed it. Let's just be completely honest. So to Chris Henderson, Jorge Mas, and Blake Ferguson, thank you for making our job easy. And again, just going down to this stadium. You were here in that old stadium. Now you're looking around. We obviously were here when there was no fans in it. There was no people behind us here. I mean, everyone's eating, they're drinking. You guys can't see this. They're drinking water. They're being very safe. I'm lying. What does this mean to you? Obviously, now you played in the stadium. You know what this means. But now to see this like structure and this beautiful, the pink and the black seats.
What I just said to Jorge Mas, thank you, and I mean that sincerely. We've waited so long to get another pro franchise. All days with the North American Circle League with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, obviously. Also with some great players. Gerd Mueller, who was at that time the leading goal scorer in World Cup history from Germany. That's the Higuain right there. Ray Hudson, Nene Cubillas was the Matuidi, 4 World Cups from Peru. So we had some great teams here as well. And to see this building so much more modern and nice. Oh, wait a minute. Another ball. It's coming.
We're losing, honestly. I might need a new co-host next week.
Whoa! Keeper! Oh! How good was that?
Hey, I can do it in here. I've stuffed my white heels.
Sorry.
Can we get that on camera so we put it on social? No, but me and you, obviously former players, it means so much when you have fans here, and not just fans that come out and eat and drink, but fans that genuinely love the game. Even Blake having him on our pregame. Yes, he's a football guy, but he genuinely follows the game, and you can see that growing here in South Florida. Yes, it's always been a big football state and country in America. It's starting to grow.
It used to be a novelty for people to come out in the late 70s, early 80s. Now you get fans that are not only committed, but have great knowledge of the international game, that can respect what the Higuain and Matuidi bring, but also with a John McCarthy in America that works hard each and every day. And you know that will translate when you do something good that the crowd will understand and respect and cheer for that as well, because the knowledge of the game of our fans here has risen dramatically due to the exposure to the international game that we see now each and every day on TV. And Inter Miami can play a small, I think a very large role in the continuation This is the gateway to the South. So watch out, Mexico. Watch out, South America. We're coming.
Well, and I think too, you can see people that have been covering the team and just the big shift that has happened from that season 1 to season 2. So for someone like you were here for season 1, you're here for season 2. What is the biggest shift you've seen on the pitch? And then I'm going to ask you what you've seen off the pitch, minus the fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, on the pitch, obviously, a better performance by Higuain, an improved defense with Sawgrass, the continuation of Lewis Morgan, although he's been not as good as last year, but I think he'll get that next step again that we need from him. And quite frankly, if you look at the overall organization, it starts with Phil Neville, Chris Henderson that we talked to, Jorge Mas, David Beckham as well, and then all the way down to you and I caring about this team and want to talk about this team and be excited about this team as well. We are an extension of Phil Neville, of Chris Henderson.
So I gave my keys to the match. What are your keys to this match tonight?
Key to the match is start aggressive, maintain a mental strength, play within yourself, which means you're going to move the ball quicker than we've done in the past. Take your chances, good chance creation, and take your chances as well. And also make sure on the counter that our rest organization, Bakun, Gal, and Sargis, spot on because DC has some juice on top.
And our keys to the match are presented by Ford. I gave my keys to the match, and in case you missed them, my keys to the match: make this place a fortress, make it extremely difficult to play in. And again, use these fans in the dying minutes, those 80 minutes when you can't breathe, you can't feel your legs, and you're pushing maybe for a goal or trying to keep a clean sheet. My second key to the game: keep building on Gonzalo Higuain. 4 goals in just 7 matches, and they get that service, that continuous service into the box. And obviously, with the likes of Carranza coming in to that starting 11, can he do those runs to really open up the space? For myself, Thomas Rongen, all of our ownership, everyone that joined us here today, you guys for tuning in and making our job so lovely. Next week, I promise I'm going to put something in your seat to just really strap you in, because I can't do the show by myself. Again, myself.
By the way, what a great bicycle.
It's like bridesmaids. You always have to have like the last word. Anyways, kickoff 8 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss 8:08. Sorry, you're not going to want to miss it. Enjoy. Inter Miami taking on DC United.
Inter Miami play again Saturday against DC United for the first time. Inter Miami will have a full capacity crowd.
You guys could see my smile. I'm like a little kid on Christmas. I'm down in front of the supporters section. There's the pink smoke going. There's drinks, there's cervezas, there's food. It's absolutely electric. This only adds confidence and that feel that you don't get when there's no fans in the stands. It's these players that want to make this place an absolute fortress.
Let's go Eaton!
You know, I was under no illusions when I came to this football club, the expectations of what is required. Football is the type where Saturday gives us a real special occasion where we can put things right, where we can start building momentum. We've obviously got a sold out stadium, and I think that's an occasion where the players will be really looking forward to, and one where we want to produce a real good performance. So off we go.
easy on the eyes, moving slowly like shadows in the night. There will be a reckoning, there will be a rise, something like you've never seen. The time has come. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. If looks could kill, if looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. Looks could kill, you'd be dead